Maybe that's fucking what's her name. Chat, what did Rika say yesterday? What was her name? Kura? Hanyu. Okay, I know it starts with the H. I don't know. Maybe that porn chick is Hanyu. I'm just saying, Hanyu sounds like a dumb fucking name. Robert, are you gonna go do karaoke for your birthday? Maybe. What? Stop making fun of me. It's not nice. Bite that lady. Bite her. Did he bite her? He's gonna go bite you. All right. I'm deaf. Thanks, Bob. Hey, no problem. All right, boys. We have 2 hints to check out. We do have 2 hints to check out. You are too pussy to karaoke nowadays. I miss old Fob. Fries, you're literally, like, on a good day, 5'2". Like, can we relax? Like, shut your bitch ass up. Let me see here. Oh, fuck. Give me a second. Give me a second. Give me a second. Give me a second. I'm trying to boom, 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 boom. Okay. All right. This. Okay. Uh-huh. Uh-huh. Yeah. Okay. All right. Okay. Yep. Uh-huh. Uh-huh. Hold up. Give me a second. Wait a minute. Okay. Okay. All right. Yup. Okay. Googling new theories? No, I'm fucking ordering food. Okay. Who the fuck would... Dude, that's some shit pirate software would do. Wait, can you imagine pirate software plays Higurashi, Googles up preemptively every, like, deep lore about Higurashi, and then just starts talking about it on stream like he thought about it? Like, that would be crazy. That's what you did? No! If that's what I did, I wouldn't say I have the dumbass fucking ideas I have. Alright, it was the last 2, right? Alright, here we go. I can't believe Mion gone crazy because of the teddy bear we didn't give her. It's not Mion. Rika Frude. She was the head of... Oh, sorry, Tony. Tony wants to get to me, but he was blocked. Hi, buddy. This dog is normalized, just coming up to me and then jumping on my lap. She was the head of the Furude family, but she never even appeared at the most important meetings. Tony, why are you wet, motherfucker? Were you licking yourself? Oh, get your... Oh. Even if she did show up, nobody would ask her for her opinion, so it never really mattered if she was there or not. A legend in the Furude family says that if their firstborn child is a girl for 8 generations in a row, that 8th girl would be the reincarnation of Oyashiro-sama. According to Takano-san's research, Rika Furude is very likely to be the one. Surely she must be an important icon in the cult of Oyashiro-sama. The true believers are devoted to her. So it's quite surprising to me that Rika Furude herself was the assassin. It's unbelievable. It's just too abnormal. Usually a VIP like her wouldn't be the one to assassinate someone. It's possible that it was a Rika Furude lookalike. Okay. She thinks... yeah, Rika has a twin too. Oh, fuck. From the way she moves, she seemed experienced in fighting. Yeah, her name is Fika Rurude. It's not normal that a small girl like her would jump me without faltering. I just got lucky because I had a stun gun. Furude, Erika? Wait a second. Hold up. Wait. Without it, I don't know what would have happened. She was far more skilled than she looked. Was she trained assassin or was it a body double? Everything is a mystery, including that creepy syringe. Frederica? What's going on? I can't understand. She was like an apparition or something. Did Oryu Sonozaki know of her existence? What is hiding on the underside of this village? That underside might run much deeper than I thought. Okay. At this point, I believe that I can complete my revenge by destroying the curse system entirely. That means that I have to eliminate the heads of all three families, the successor, Shion, and the assassins who are after Keiichi. Although Keiichi is completely unguarded, he hasn't been attacked so far, even though I told everybody that he was one of the trespassers. In fact, it's me who's being attacked. Rika Furude attacked me. According to my theory, Keiichi should make for a very attractive bait, but nobody has done anything to harm him. Since Rika Furude attacked me, it might be that opposing the Furude family is a greater taboo than trespassing in the ritual storehouse. Rika Furude had said that intrusion wasn't a big deal. She sounded like she was going to let Keiichi walk. After I accused her of that, Rika Furude attacked me that very night. Are there two different factions? Does one handle trespassers in the ritual storehouse, while the other protects the religious doctrines of the Furude family? Bro, Shion is like Alex Jones of Higurashi. No, that doesn't make sense. Tomitake-san's death must have been caused by the Furude family's injections. Rika showed me the effect of it herself, clawing out her own throat and dying like that. But Tomitake-san shouldn't have been subject to the curse, at least according to the system of the Furude family. I don't understand why Keiichi hasn't been attacked. She sounds like you, don't you dare. Did he have something exempting him from the curse, unlike Takano-san? Just like how only Satoko Hojo was spared, Keiichi is a friend of Rika Furude's. So does that mean that if you were close to her, you wouldn't be cursed? Was she more important than the whole system? That's impossible. The Haggle's at the top of the curse system. Rika couldn't have been higher up than her. Scribble, scribble. Are there multiple ways to determine... Wait, aren't we reading a diary? Why would it say scribble, scribble? Are there multiple ways to determine the subject of the curse? Are there many curse execution groups as there are subjects? And do they all work separately? Probably crossed it out? Oh, maybe. It's a mess. None of my theories add up. If I mess up my reasonings, I might make the wrong person the target of my revenge. I don't understand who the enemy is, or how Satoshi-kun was made to disappear. How much did the hag know? That really was a huge loss. I have so many things I want to ask her. I killed her by accident. Shit. In that respect, I've already failed in my revenge. The underside of Hinamizawa really does run too deep. Scribble, scribble. The whole page is blacked out with scribbles. It would be funny if she just started writing scribble, scribble, but her theories are not like mine. Shut the fuck up. I have much more based in reality theories than she does.
皆さんまだ生きてる?
Kimiyoshi was hanging from the collar with his head turned up to the ceiling. He didn't even move when I walked in. Maybe he's already dead. Satoko's lying on a cross-shaped restraining table. No shot. She's torturing Satoko? She glared at me with red and swollen eyes, which must have been that way from crying. I'd wanted to put her on that special restraining table to pound nails into her, but Satoko was too small for that. I walked up to Kimiyoshi and poked his body with my toe. There was no response.
君吉のおじいちゃん、死んだ? 人殺し。人殺し。
Wait, Satoko's acting the same way she acted to us in chapter 5. Or no, chapter 4, sorry. I keep saying chapter 5. We're in chapter 5 now.
Evil kills Satoko.
Oh, was that chapter 3? Oh, no, chapter 4 was pre-1983. Chapter 3 was the fucking gas explosion. Okay. Maybe Satoko had witnessed Kimiyoshi's last moments. I took a thick knife from the wall and stabbed Kimiyoshi with it. There was no response.
君吉のおじいちゃん、生きてるなら正直に生きてるって言ってくださいよ。
You bitch, you just stabbed him and he didn't respond. What?
死体のふりして逃げ出そうなんて通用しないから。
I walked over to the pulley that was suspending Kimiyoshi.
最終通告。生きてる？生きてるなら返事してね。
I paused just for a moment, then turned the pulley. Kimiyoshi's body swayed strangely in the air. It looked much more like a corpse like that.
どうしてこんなことをするんですの、シオンさん。
ああ、なるほど。
The door to the huge cave was still open. I bet Satoko had talked to the one in the cell while I was gone. That's how she knows my name. Although that's actually not my name at all.
シオンじゃなくて、私が本当のミオン。あんたたちがミオンだと思ってた方がシオン。まあややこしいだろうから理解しなくて結構。
よくもみんなを、リカを。
I had allowed Satoko to watch me take care of Rika's body. Of course, I let her see Rika's neck too.
フルでリカは自業自得。あいつは私を殺しに来たんだよ。返り討ちにしたのさ。
そんなことあるわけありませんわ。リカがそんなことするわけない。
信じないならそれでもいいよ。あんたにはどうでもいいことだし。
私をどうするつもりなんですの？
殺す。
Satoko's eyes went wide. She was expecting my answer, I'm sure, but she still looked shocked. I bet she didn't expect me to say this so openly. I heard the noise of something hitting iron bars echoing in the huge cave. Shion's voice echoed there as well. Mion actually sounds like Shion now. I answered her clearly.
今頃罪が分かったかい？あんたはそれをサトシ君の時にしなかった。だからサトシ君は虫けらのように殺され、あんたはサトシ君を救える100億の瞬間を見捨てた、見殺した。そうさ、それがあんたの罪なのさ。
Oh nah, listen, we need to behead this mother bitch. Before even finishing my sentence, I stabbed Satoko's right arm. Her blood started to flow out. This was nothing compared to what happened to Rika Furude. I twisted the knife into Satoko's arm. She bit down hard, crying. Why couldn't you say that for Satoshi-kun? It's too late now. I was the one screaming like you back then, but no matter how loudly I screamed, it never reached them. Spared him, or saved him. I want you to go through the same thing I did. I stabbed Satoko's arm repeatedly. What the? Nah. But the knife kept hitting her bone. It didn't feel like I was cutting any of her flesh. Is it confirmed that Satoshi died? No! Satoshi's literally at the beach sipping fucking mimosas, man! Like, he's literally just watching some fucking anime. This dumb bitch is a psychopath. Like, I hope at the end of this, we just literally get, like, a flash to, like, Satoshi actually just, like, hearing the news about what's happening at Higurashi, and he's like, what? And he's just like, you know, like, legitimately, I hope that's what happens. Just so we can find out just how fucking stupid Shion is.
あんたはこれから1000回ごめん言い終わったらサトコを解放す。どう？私は嘘をつかないよ。あんたがけじめをつけたってことをちゃんと理解してね。さあ、どうするの？
Wait, true. Even better ending is Satoshi's actually alive, finds where Shion's been staying at the whole time, argues with her for killing Satoko, and throws her over the fucking edge, making her fall off the apartment and die. Oh, that would be crazy! Shion started to apologize like a broken record. She's so stupid and honest. She's not even thinking of cheating. I bet Shion really will count to 1,000. I stabbed Satoko in the wrist. Oh, she's dead now. There, I felt something hard. I guess I either crushed her bone or scraped. Ugh. It must have been extremely painful for her. Satoko screamed. Shion's voice got louder as if trying to overpower that scream.
泣くのはあんたの1000倍特許だね。泣けばニーニーが来てくれる。ニーニーがかけてきて私を跳ね飛ばしてあんたを助けてくれるのかな？
The knife was still in Satoko's wrist. I slid it toward her elbow. Oh my god.
サトコ、私の声が聞こえる？聞いてる？聞けよこら！
I slapped her face several times and made her look at me.
あんたは自分の罪があんたの存在がどれほどにサトシ君を追い詰めていたか。そう、あんたはニーニーって泣けばよかった。泣きさえすればいつもサトシ君がかばってくれた。でもね、サトシ君の負担ってものを考えたことがある？サトシ君はね、あんたのヒーローでなければ不死身でもない。
Yeah, and he's not Romeo from Romeo and Juliet, Shion, and you're not fucking Juliet. Get over it, you fucking psycho.
あんたと同じね。
Like, I love how she's saying he's no superhero, but she's basically in her headcanoned him into some fucking perfect being that would never do anything wrong, and is so innocent, and it's fucking, like...
傷つけば血も流れ、痛めばうめく、全く同じ人間なの。あんたの代わりに矢面に立ってくれたサトシ君の痛みを、あんたは理解
That's
し
how
ていたの？
yanderes are? No, yeah, but she's a dumb yandere, you know?
してない。しようとさえしなかった。あんたはサトシ君に甘えてた。サトシ君に寄生していた。そうさ、サトシ君が傷ついて流すその血を舐めて、お前は生きてきたのさ。そんな呪われた身でありながら、この後に及んでまだサトシ君の
Yanderes
名を
aren't
呼ぶ
all
のか。
dumb? No, they are not, okay? They are not all dumb. Just look at you and me and her, okay? It's true. It's true. Okay? Listen, Miyuki was not dumb. She was locked in. She figured out the whole fucking system. Alright? Nah. Listen, Miyuki would never lose this here. Alright? Miyuki would have locked the fuck in. And Miyuki would have never fell for some dumb fuck that's patting her head. Okay? Yeah, because Miyuki had god powers. Okay, but Miyuki only got god powers because she's smart. She didn't have it in the beginning, okay?
あんたはその罪を今から償うのさ。私の手によってね、好きなだけ泣き叫べばいい。そしていくら泣いてもサトシ君が助けに来てくれないことを知るがいい。そう、お前が追い詰めた、お前がいなくした、お前がサトシ君を殺してしまったんだ。
Ha! After telling her all I've been wanting to, I exhaled roughly.
どうしたよ。右腕はもう感覚がない。じゃあ左腕にするか。
I stabbed her left arm repeatedly and her blood flowed out. But Satoko's reactions weren't fun anymore. She didn't cry or scream like she did before. That put me in a bad mood, so I stabbed the back of her left hand and twisted the knife again. But Satoko still just moaned. She didn't scream
ど
anymore.
うしたの？叫ぶと私を喜ばすと思って、せめて悲鳴を絞って抵抗ってわけ。
Well, Rika Furude did call her a torture... What did she say? A torture maniac, yeah. Which is like, how would Rika know that though? Because Rika doesn't technically know unless she just has clairvoyance.
そりゃいいや。
True, because it wasn't Rika. It was Frika. Satoko was unfazed by my mad laughter. She looked at me with gritted teeth and resignation.
私もそう思ってましたのよ。
は？
私がニーニーを追い詰めたからいなくなってしまった。ニーニーがいなくなったその日にもう気づいてましたのよ。私が甘えていたニーニーのすねをかじり続けてしまった。ニーニーも辛かったはずなのに、私はニーニーにすがることをやめられなかった。その点につきましては弁解の余地なんて。
Satoko didn't sound as if she was mocking me or trying to please me. She spoke so
ちょっと
naturally.
意外だね。あんたが自分の罪に自覚があったとはね。
ニーニーはきっと帰ってきていつかきっと帰ってくるんです。でもね、帰ってきたら私もう一人前になっているところを見せるんですのよ。私もうニーニーに甘えない、背中に隠れたりしない、しっかりした一人前になったことを教えてあげるんですの。
帰ってきたらいいね。帰ってきたら。
I stabbed Satoko's arm in a mad frenzy, but she still didn't even scream. She bit down tightly and swallowed her pain instead.
ニーニーはきっと帰ってきてくれますの。絶対に帰ってきてくれますの。それまで待ってるんですのよ。そしてニーニーに今まで甘えてきて本当それまで負けるものか。もう私は絶対にニーニーに甘えたりしないの。どんな苦難にもニーニーの助けを呼ばない。
Oh my god, it's the music.
呼ばない。泣かない。叫ばない。泣いたらニーニーが来てしまう。だから私は一人で耐えてみせるんですのよ。
上等抜かすな、小娘が。
She's saying Satoshi likes her more than you, Shion, you dumb bitch.
私をいじめて楽しいならいくらでもお楽しみ遊ばせ。でもね、それで私がニーニーに助けを求めたりするのを期待しているんでしたら、私は泣かないんだから。絶対に疑うなら好きなだけ試してみろ。ニーニーは見ててくれる。私が本当に我慢強くなって私が泣き虫じゃなくなったことを見ていてくれる。それをニーニーが見届けてくれた時、きっとニーニーは帰ってきてくれるんですのよ。
Yeah, Shion, you stupid dumb bitch.
いくらでも試してみろ。私は泣かない。
Shion's
涙も
getting
見せ
shit
ない。
on by a 9-year-old.
北条聡子がどれほどの強さを持つか試してみろ。
Shit, I'll show her. Take that and that and
ニー
that.
ニー見てますわよね。聡子はこんなにも我慢強くなったんですのよ。もう何が起こってもへこたれませんの。こんなことこの程度で、こんなくらい私は泣かない。助けを呼ばない。耐えられる。耐えてみせる。ニーニーが私に代わって傷ついてくれた痛みにはこんなのはるかに及ばないんだから。
Dodi, what the fuck's wrong with you? Why doesn't she feel the pain? Doesn't it hurt? There's no way it doesn't. I've been stabbing her so much and the knife went in so deep. Her blood has poured to the ground and I've been turning her flesh inside out. How can she still talk that way? Why doesn't she cry and scream? After Satoko said what she wanted to say, she shut her mouth. She didn't say a word after that. No matter how much I stabbed her, twisted the knife, tore at her, and ripped out her flesh, she didn't even make a sound. What in the world is this? This isn't the Satoko I know. Satoko was never as strong as this. If Satoko was this strong, she wouldn't have been a burden to Satoshi-kun. Why wasn't she as strong before? It's too late. Everything is too late. This idiot's maturity came far too late. Her blood made my hand slippery and I dropped the knife. I was covered in blood from head to toe. Satoko was still enduring the pain. She was enduring this cruelty so she could display her strength. I couldn't defeat Satoko. I couldn't crush her strength. Satoko had achieved her goal. She had become independent, so she didn't need Satoshi-kun anymore. She still believes Satoshi-kun will come back one day. She looks forward to a day when she can show her brother how strong she had become. But Satoshi-kun hasn't seen any of that. Instead, I, who never even thought that Satoshi-kun would come back, was the one who witnessed her strength. And okay, I feel like this is perfectly building up to Satoshi actually being alive and confronting her in her apartment. That would be perfect, because it's true, right? The reason Satoko beats Shion here is because Satoko still believes Satoshi's alive. Satoko hasn't accepted defeat in accepting that Satoshi's dead. But Shion technically accepts defeat and is like going the shit route because she believes Satoshi is dead. I'm just saying, it would be perfect if Satoshi just is alive. I thought Satoshi-kun was dead? No, I assumed he was. Why did I? I never even thought of waiting for him. I didn't believe he would come back. I didn't wait. I tried to avenge him, but I guess what I really did was forget about him. Satoko is different. She never even thought he was dead. No, maybe she did a little. But even so, she waited. She waited for a day when she could show him how much she'd grown. She waited patiently. What about me? I didn't do anything. I wanted to forget about my sadness, so I tried to find my enemy. I became a demon using revenge as an excuse so that I didn't have to think like a human. I lost. I couldn't endure the pain of waiting for Satoshi-kun, so I chose to become a demon. In other words, I got rid of my soul, the soul that loves Satoshi-kun. In other words, I got rid of Satoshi-kun himself. Satoko won. While she had been gritting her teeth before, her mouth had gone slack. Her eyelids were half shut, but I could see her eyes a little. They looked like she was dreaming about something happy. Yeah, Shion, you dumb bitch, you lost. Satoshi-kun was there in her eyes. Satoko endured until Satoshi-kun came for her. Satoko ran up to Satoshi-kun. She jumped onto him. Satoshi-kun hugged her, and they spun around. You can cry now. Satoshi-kun, and then he's gonna give her the head pat. Satoshi-kun told Satoko that, and she cried very hard. Satoshi-kun rubbed her head so gently. We'll be together forever, he said, and continued to rub her head so gently, so gently. Yeah, does Shion ever wonder that? Like, if Satoshi-kun is actually dead and there is a heaven, like, one, she's not going there, she's going to hell. Two, even if she did make it to heaven, Satoshi ain't looking at her ever again for killing his sister. Satoshi-kun, I was waiting for you too. Well, you just killed his fucking sister, bro. Like, you think he's gonna come to you? Well, meaningless words. He was already dead inside of me. I never believed in our reunion. How pitiful of me to say that, just because I saw Satoko and Satoshi-kun together again. As Satoshi-kun hugged Satoko, his eyes met mine. Shion, Satoshi-kun said, I asked you a favor. What favor? I tried to remember. What kind of favor did Satoshi-kun ask me? Satoshi-kun looked at me so sadly because I couldn't remember. To take care of Satoko, you dumb bitch. That sad look tore my heart to shreds. The blood flowing out from me wasn't as pretty as Satoko's blood. My blood was a slimy liquid, like vomit with filthy chunks of food in it. That was what filled my body.
たたりだろうと、この村の何者かの陰謀だろうと、僕は絶対に消えない。
消えないよ。
消えないよ、サトコに。あのぬいぐるみを買ってやるまではね。もうすぐその日までは絶対に消えない。
Huh? A memory of the past, but when? Of course, this is a memory of the day before last year's Watanagashi. Satoshi-kun called me on the phone then.
おばさんが帰ってミオン。
何?
His aunt was home, so I'm sure he wanted to hang up as quickly as possible. Satoshi-kun paused and spoke.
サトコのこと頼むからね。
My knees and elbows started to shake. My teeth chattered and my fingers were shivering. Satoshi-kun asked me to... Shut the fuck up, you stupid bitch. What have I done? I couldn't wait for Satoshi-kun to come back, so I filled myself with evil thoughts and acted as I pleased. I didn't believe he'd ever return. I even forgot about Satoshi-kun's last request. How can I say I love him? I just wanted to forget about my feelings of loss, so I made myself all bloody. How can I welcome him back now? I didn't believe Satoshi-kun would come back. I believed Satoshi-kun was alive. Or I didn't believe. I didn't think he was alive, so I thought he was dead. I believed in his death. I killed him in myself. Nobody else did. I did that. But Satoko believed until the very end, and she was rewarded in her final moments. Satoko wasn't here anymore. She had no more need for her bloody, painful shell. But I'm still here, trapped in my bloody, tainted flesh. I'm going to rot inside of it. Satoshi-kun was waiting for both Satoko and me. But to be reunited with Satoko, we had to keep our promises. Satoko's Satoshi, I mean. Satoko's promise was to be strong. Satoko kept that promise until the bitter end, and Satoshi-kun embraced her. My promise was to take care of Satoko for Satoshi-kun. I never kept the promise from the beginning. Therefore, Satoshi-kun will never embrace me. Even if I were to rub Satoko's wounds and ask if they hurt, that wouldn't mean anything. That was when I felt something behind me. It wasn't Satoshi-kun or the thing that scared me before. I didn't know who it was, but it was right there criticizing me for my mistakes. Then, finally realized it. That thing is me. I had always been there standing behind myself and watching me break that promise. Satoshi-kun asked me to take care of Satoko, yet I didn't keep that promise. I had been watching that happen. I cried and gave up on myself. Wait, Satoshi-kun gave up on me, and I gave up on myself. What will happen to me now? I don't want to be in this darkness. I don't want to be all bloody. Please don't leave me. If I give up on myself, what will happen to my body? There will be nothing left. The only thing I'll have left in me is an evil demon. I get it. I've known it for a long time now. I am nothing but a demon. A demon doesn't feel sad. A demon's heart can never be in pain. A demon doesn't cry. Shion was still apologizing. She believed that was the only way for her to save Satoko. Her voice was growing hoarse and weak.
Shion! もう数えなくていいよご苦労さん
I guess she realized what happened to Satoko. Shion cried in her cell.
鬼ってのも悪くないね。人が泣いたり叫んだりするのを見るのがこんなにも楽しいものだなんて知らなかったよ。私も人の世ってやつを十分に楽しませてもらったからね。そのうち自らの命を絶って鬼の国へ帰らせてもらうよ。
Please do.
でも安心しな。その前にちゃんとあんたは殺していく。あんたを殺すために今があるんだもの。人を嘆かせて泣き声をすするのが私の鬼の優越だもんね。そうだ、あんたはケイちゃんが好きだったね。よし、あんたの前でケイちゃんを引き裂いてあげるよ。これは極めつきだね。その後にあんたを殺し、私も殺そう。そうさ、鬼ヶ淵村は鬼の村。かつて鬼ヶ淵より湧き出した鬼が村を襲った伝承のある村。
Not only is she a shitty yandere, she's also a fucking dumbass, like, headcanoner that shipped herself with fucking Satoshi. She's also LARPing as a demon.
私もまた伝承の鬼
It
たち
just
のよ
doesn't
うに猛
end.
威を振る
It
い、
just gets
そ
worse
して
and
お
worse,
社
man.
様の裁きを待とう。それでこそひなみ沢村にふさわしい災禍と言えるだろうね。
Holy moly.
Ah, ケイちゃんですか？
Don't do it. Don't do it, man.
私です。
Wait, hold up, chat. I need to check something. Oh no! Oh no. The post office has my fucking so this is what the package was. Fuck, I missed a package today. It was my fucking dragon Miku, bro. Or I guess a snake Miku. No. My snake Miku. Fuck. I need to go get it today. Or tomorrow.
シオンです。電話なか
Oh
なか
wait,
出
this
な
is
かった
where
んで、
Keiichi
お
fucking
留守かと思って切ろうとしてたんですよ。
ごめん。ちょっとお風呂に入っててさ。
それでもご家族の方が電話を取りませんか？ひょっとしてケイちゃんの家、
He's on to you.
今ご両
Shion,
親
you
はお留
dumb
守なんです
bitch.
か？
いや別に留守ってわけじゃ。そんなことより聞いたか、リカちゃんとサトコの件。
いえ、結局あの後どうなったんですか？見つかったんですか？
ああ、見つからなかった。
ケイちゃん、どうか気を落とさないで。
リカちゃんとサトコはさらわれたんだよな。
はい、それは間違いないでしょうね。
リカちゃんとサトコは、いや、ごめん。村長さんはさらわれてどうなったと思う？まだ生きてるんだろうか？
He wanted to believe Satoko and Rika were still alive, which was why he was asking. Keiichi was just like Satoko. Unless the culprit was after money, the abductee would actually usually get killed right away. I never assumed they'd still be alive, but Keiichi was trying to hold on to a little hope. I could feel his strength. It's much greater than mine. I'm a demon, so I didn't come up with an excuse.
殺されちゃったんだと思います。
おいおい、そんなにあっさり。
人間をさらってその状態を維持するのってとても大変なことだと思います。人質にするんでもない限り、用が済んだら殺しちゃうのが一番合理的じゃないかと。
殺しちゃうって、そんなにあっさり。人の命を何だと思ってやがるんだ。
恐ろしいことだとは思いますが、多分そうではないかと。
村長が殺されたということは、リカちゃんやサトコも同じように殺されたかもしれないということなのか。いや、そんなはずは。どっかのリカちゃんだぞ。サトコだぞ。そんなにあっさりと殺すはずは。
Keiichi was still refusing to believe what I said. He fought so hard because he didn't want to kill his friends within him. I wasn't like that. I killed Satoshi-kun within me so easily. I blame Shion for not protecting Satoshi-kun, but I killed him so
リ
easily.
カちゃんとサトコちゃんも同じだと思った方がいいでしょうね。
Keiichi roared and cried. It was like their deaths were physically agonizing to him.
どうして人をさらったり殺したりするんだよ。たたりだかなんだか知らないが、人の命ってのはそんなに安いのかよ。あっさり消したり殺したり。
ええ、全くです。悪魔ですよね。
Oh my god, this dumb bitch. I laughed at myself. I was sure Keiichi didn't
なあ、
notice.
シオン、教えてくれ。どうしてこのひなみ沢では綿流しの夜に人が死ななければならないことになってしまったんだ。
それは私が知りたいです。
もうダム計画との戦いは終わったんだぞ。なのにどうしてまだたたり足りないんだ。どうしてだよ。どうして。理由があるなら言ってみろよ。
ケイちゃんの気持ち、私もよくわかります。ダム闘争はとっくの昔に終わったんです。なのに毎年お社様のたたりという名の殺人と失踪が繰り返されている。なぜ？どうしてなんですか？全然関係ない人もいた。たたられるのに不相応な人だっていたのに、どうして？どうして？
それを俺が聞いてるんだ。
それを私だって知りたいんですよ。
Of course, the curse of Oyoshiro-sama never existed. This is just a bizarre environment that allowed people to kill in the name of Oyoshiro-sama. Environment and nothing more. Nothing would have happened unless there were demons who
いい
danced
です。
within
お
it.
社様のたたりなんて非現実的なものは初めから存在しません。ケイちゃんの言う通り、村の何者かがお社様のたたりというもっともらしい大義名分を利用して綿流しのたびに殺しと失踪を繰り返しているんです。奴らは狡猾でした。たたりを都合よく利用して村の旧敵を毎年2人ずつ消し去るシステムを構築していったんです。そしてこのシステムで今年は高野さんたちが殺された。
Genshin Ios and PS4? I think it's because their device requirements are going up, and PS4 is a steamy pile of shit now, apparently, so you need PS5.
じゃあ2人で十分じゃねえかよ。どうして村長やリカちゃんやサトコまで殺されなくちゃならないんだよ。それに俺は過去のことは今さらどうでもいいんだ。リカちゃんとサトコがなぜ殺されなくちゃならなかったのか。どうしてなんだ。サトコには打ち明けですらないんだぞ。どうしてサトコまで。どうしてなんだ。
Satoshi-kun was speaking through Keiichi's mouth. How could I respond? I didn't know what to say. I could only feel myself being stabbed by the sharpness of those
Keiichi.
words.
いじめないでください。私だって西宮殿に忍び込んだあの晩から
Oh,
全
shut
て
the
が変
fuck
わっ
up,
て
you
しま
dumb
った。
bitch.
あの晩高野さんたちが死んだと聞き耳を疑いました。そしてすぐに気づいたんです。今度は自分が忍び込んだのは私とケイちゃんだけが都合よく許してもらえるわけがない、そう思った時、それがどれだけ心細くて恐ろしいことだったか。だから私君吉のおじいちゃんに打ち明けたんです。君吉のおじいちゃん
Oh, shut this
怒ら
dumb
なくそ
bitch
して
going on about this
にっこ
nonsense.
り笑って、しおんちゃんがちゃんと反省してるなら本当に笑いながら任せなさいって。
I remember Uncle Kimiyoshi speaking ill of Satoshi-kun. I killed him, but everyone in Hinamizawa did that. I wasn't the only one at fault.
村長に打ち明けたんだよ。
Huh?
ごめんな。悲しい気持ちのところにシオンは君吉のおじいちゃん
はい。
いつ打ち明けたんだよ。
え、
Keiichi's tone was becoming sharper. He's onto you, you dumb bitch. That edge was cruel, but it was a sharp conviction. It wasn't a dull edge that caused excessive pain. It had a clean, pleasant sharpness to it.
村長さんは重い血を患ってて病院にかかっていたという話は知ってるか。
ケイちゃん、それが何か。
答えてくれ。知らないなら知らないと答えればいい。
痔だったのは知ってます。座る時とか辛そうでしたから。
病院に通ってたんだ。どこの病院かは知ってるよな。
ごめんなさい。それはでもケイちゃん、それが一体
単刀直入に聞きたいんだ。シオンはいつ村長に打ち明けたんだ。どこでいつ。大雑把でいいから教えてほしいんだ。
ケイちゃん、なんでそんなことを。
Very good, Keiichi Maibara. You know who I am,
あ
don't
りえ
you?
ないんだよ。村長が失踪した朝から消えるまでシオンには接触できる機会はありえないんだ。村長は朝一で誰にも内緒の大学病院へ。シオンは今この病院を知らないと言った。だから帰ってくるまで村長と接触することはできそうだろう。帰りの電車が事故で遅れたので自宅に帰ってきたのは会合の始まる直前だった。つまり会合が始まるまでの時間にも打ち明ける時間的余裕はないんだ。シオンも一緒に会合に出たのか。そして会合の席上で打ち明けたのか。
Fuck! I'm gonna kill you, Fly!
ここで打ち明けなきゃもう時間がないもんな。会合が終わった後村長は帰宅途中で失踪するんだから。
実は会合にで。
あの日シオンが行くと言ったバイトすら君は欠勤してるんだ。もっと端的に言おう。君は俺と一緒に行った図書館以降。
ケイちゃん、
その先シオンは綿流しの翌日に失踪したんだ。
Ah ha ha ha. Bingo, Kei-chan. Come here, Fly fuck. Fuck! No! I'm about to turn into a demon to kill this fucking fly, bro. I'm impressed.
大石さんは
I can't move freely, Chad. I have a fucking 15-pound fat fuck dog on my lap, okay? So I'm like literally trying to fucking navigate this.
でもシオンはこうして毎晩俺に電話をかけてきてくれただろう。頼むシオン、俺が言ったことが間違ってるならそうシオン頼むから。
Corner me even further. Corner me so the demon inside can't come up with excuses so that it can't escape. What the fuck, bro? She's into like some weird kink.
シオン、お前は村長に会ってなんかないんだ。もし会ったとしたなら。
The only time I could possibly have seen him on that day
村
was
長が会合を終えた後、すなわち失踪する直前、もしくは失踪してからしかありえないんだ。
Ah! Got the motherfucker! Victory! I win, pussy. Jesus Christ. Alright. Hang on. Ah! That's right, chat. Get
Jackass,
fucked.
it wanted to watch Higuyu Jackass.
No, fuck him. No face? Oh, we don't get to see the crazy face? I screeched and screeched with laughter, then slammed down the phone. Very good, Kei-chan. That's right, it's me. I'm the one. Hurry and corner me. Hurry, let me be free. Ah ha 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 ha. Was he going to tell the police, or was he going to come here by himself? I wondered which it would be. If the police came, I'd struggle as much as I was able. I'd see how good Oishi would be at catching a demon. If Kei-chan came here alone, that wouldn't be smart of him. He couldn't complain about being eaten by a demon then. I'm going to kill him. I'm going to kill him gruesomely while Shion watches. Therefore, Kei-chan, you shouldn't hold back. I only ever thought you were just a funny guy. I never thought I could expect so much from you. Well, Shion, you don't know, but half of what Keiichi deduced was actually just Rena, but, you know. Took them a long time to come for me. I had to wait until the following morning. I opened the gate without checking who it was ringing the doorbell. I didn't even care who it was. If it was the police, that'd be fine with me. If it was Kei-chan, could he defeat me? Keiichi and Rena were
こんな
there.
時間に珍しいね。二人とも学校は？
学校は休んだよ。
ふーん。ケイちゃんはともかく、レナも？二人とも不良なんだからな。
I laughed.
立ち話もなんでしょ？入りなよ。
I didn't think Rena would come. I thought it would be either the police or Kei-chan alone. I'll be tricking Kei-chan into coming with me to the underground storehouse. Rena, why don't you try to figure out what I'm attempting to do and stop me? You too, Kei-chan. If you figured out I was Shion, why don't you try to figure out the rest? I will act like a demon. I will struggle until the very last moment. So don't hold back. Please don't hesitate to kill a filthy demon like me.
ミオ、まず謝ることがある。
What a waste of time.
ケイちゃんが？何を？
綿流しの晩、俺は神社の祭具殿に入ったんだ。
I didn't expect us to start with an apology. Okay, so he admitted his sin of entering the ritual storehouse. I guess that was manly of him. I don't even care if the storehouse is forbidden anymore. Whatever. That rule came from those who believed it was even a sacred place at all.
ミオ、おとといリカちゃんとサトコを呼んだろ。
覚えはないけど、そう思うに足る根拠があるなら聞かせてもらえる？
夕方過ぎのお夕食前の時間、リカちゃんが来たはずだよ。お醤油の大瓶を持ってお裾分けしてもらいに。
Rena spoke with confidence. She wasn't even trying to gauge my reaction. She was simply telling me the truth. That cleverness was very pleasant to see.
どうしてそう思う？
そんなに難しい話じゃない。みーちゃんも見たでしょ、リカちゃんの部屋。冷ややっこがあるのにお醤油がなかった。そして流しの下にあるはずの醤油の大瓶も瓶ごとなかった。
何それ？それが私のとこへ来る理由になるわけ？
Rena sure is sharp. I tried to beat around the bush, but she was confident in her conclusions. She was cornering me. She was doing such a great job too. It really put me at ease. Okay, demon. Rena knows what she's talking about. What kind of excuse are you going to come up with now?
長くなるから説明は省くけど、冷蔵庫の中身がみーちゃんの呼び出した話の内容まで如実に物語っちゃってるの。
There it is. This game is over. Rena, I was right about you. I don't like you. You really are just too sharp. Shion is so obtuse that she never even recognized the side of you.
これはとんだ名探偵が身近にいたもんだよ。まさか冷蔵庫の中身だけで電話の内容まで見破るとは。参ったな。参った参った。
I laughed like crazy. I laughed because I was having so much fun. I sensed the poison inside of my stomach dissipating and felt free and refreshed.
ミオ、警察はもうとっくにお前を疑ってるんだ。この家も大石さんの部下が踏み込もうと今も様子を伺ってる。
Keiichi was threatening me. He was telling me I couldn't run or resist it, so I should just surrender and accept my fate. You aren't doing that intensely enough, Keiichi. Shouldn't you grab my collar and knock me to the ground? Today is the day I'm prepared to die. After that, they went easy, because they just wanted to know the reason why Mion committed such crimes. You all are being too lenient about this. I'm a demon. I'm a murderer. Are you saying that if you can understand the reasoning, murder is okay? A demon is a demon. A murderer is a murderer. Whether their motive is to have fun, to live, or to take revenge, that makes no difference. Why do you even want to know that? Why don't you just tackle me and take me to the police? Look there. The demon is trying to deceive you.
初めてご挨拶申し上げます。園崎本家当主跡継ぎ
Oh god, here we go.
ミオンでございます。本日はようこそ園崎本家においでくださいました。当主お寮に代わりまして皆様にご挨拶申し上げます。皆様におかれましてはいろいろお尋ねになりたいことがおありの様子。私にお話しできることでしたら包み隠さずお話ししたいと存じます。
I then told them about the strange events that led to Onigafuchi village becoming Hinazawa, which Takano-san had told me before. But half of it was the truth, but the other half was completely made up. I just made it sound like it was only natural that their best friend committed such a gruesome crime. Keiichi and Rena were both overwhelmed by the history of Onigafuchi village, which was swallowed by this gloomy fate. Oh well, I guess I made it sound interesting enough. I'm sure they enjoyed hearing me tell the story. But you know, I'm the one who committed the incidents that happened in the present time. What was the point in listening to those old folktales? Are you thinking it will make your best friend's crime easier to swallow? You're just trying to satisfy yourselves. I'm a demon. I'm a murderer. I've sinned. These old folktales have nothing to do with the crimes I've committed. The way those two listened to me so intently almost made it fun. I told them that people used to make canned human meat and conducted gruesome research during the war. Those were things Takano-san told me. Okay, so those weren't made up. Hey, you two, haven't you realized yet? Haven't you realized that what I'm talking about has nothing to do with what we're dealing with right now? You both look so serious. You two are such fools.
ひなみ沢村を再び鬼ヶ淵村のように崇められるに足る神聖な存在に。それが我ら鬼ヶ淵村の末裔の悲願であり、園崎本家の鬼を継ぐ者の宿命なのです。
鬼を継ぐ者？
我が園崎本家は代々当主の名に鬼の一字を加える習慣があるのです。私の名前を手のひらにでも書いていただければ、 一目瞭然かと。
Keiichi tried to write Mion on his palm.
本当だ。鬼という文字が含まれてる。
名前だけではありませんよ。この体にも鬼が刻まれているのです。
They should have asked her right here to prove it. I stood up and made to show my bare back. Of course, I don't actually have a tattoo there.
いいよみーちゃん。
See, like, these stupid motherfuckers were like, oh no, we don't want her to show her back. Like,
見せる必要なんて全
nah.
然ない。
Nuh-uh.
ありがとう。
Mm-mm. I laughed a little. They must really believe that I'm their best friend Mion. My goodness, the demon has won already. They were doing so well at the beginning too. I eventually sat back down after I finished telling my made-up tearjerker stories. Sure lost if you all shed any tears now. I looked at Keiichi. He wasn't crying, but he was overcome by emotion. I looked at Rena. Surprisingly, she still maintained an aggressive look, showing me her will to
で
fight.
もみーちゃんはリカちゃんとサトコちゃんを殺したんだよね。
You're good, Rena. You know what I just told you isn't an excuse for murder. You usually act like such a goofball, but that's not how you really are. You sure are something. You're far sharper than
他
Shion.
の人のことは殺してもいいとも言わないよ。でもとにかくみーちゃんはリカちゃんとサトコちゃんを殺した。
弁解はしないよ。私には鬼が宿ってる。名前にも体にも心にも。でも手を下したのは鬼じゃない。園崎ミオン。ミオンが望んだからリカちゃんとサトコが死んだ。それは変わらない。レナの言う通りだよ。
Come on, Rena. Try to figure out who I really am. You still believe Shion, my victim, is the real culprit? Poor Shion. I'm making Rena believe that you're responsible. That was it for Rena, though. She couldn't figure out I was Mion.
自首しよう。
Rena spoke to Mion.
私たちも一緒に行くよ。親友を一人きりになんか絶対にしない。
Oh boy.
泣くことレナには勝てないわ。
Too bad, Rena. I've
自
won.
分で自分の罪どのくらいになるかよくわかってる。たとえ自首が認められても多分もうここに帰ってくることもないと思う。だから最後にわがままを聞いてほしいな。
Oh
何
boy.
かな。
Dumb fuck Keiichi's gonna fall for it.
30分でいいからケイちゃんと二人きりにしてほしい。
Keiichi looks startled to suddenly hear his name. You're so insensitive, Keiichi. That's what made my sister cry.
ケイチくんどうかな。
Don't do it, Keiichi.
ケイチくんが嫌なら無理にとは言えない。
そうだね。嫌ならそれでもいいよ。私は鬼だもの。ケイちゃんはよそから引っ越してきた正真正銘の人間。相入れることなんてお社様が実在して仲介してくれない限り絶対にない。
Keiichi hesitated a little. Come on, Kei-chan, condemn me. Condemn me and tell me you'd never go.
ああ、
Oh, God.
いいぜ。
ありがとう。
Fool!
私からもありがとうを言うよ。
You know, if at least Rena followed, she could have beat fucking...
ケイチくん
Rena stood up. As promised, she made to leave.
あ、いいよレナ。ここで待っててくれれば。ケイちゃんとは庭をぐるりと回りたいだけだから、退屈だったら私の部屋へ行けばいい。漫画とか好きに読んで、なんだったらお気に入りの単行本丸ごと持ってってもいい。
嫌だよ。みーちゃんの本はみーちゃんのものだもの。勝手にレナの家に持って帰れない。
あんたはこんな時に限っていい子なんだから。
I took Rena's head and rubbed it like Satoshi-kun used to do to me.
じゃあ行こう、ケイちゃん。
The game was over. Too bad, Rena. At least this was more fun than if Keiichi came alone. If he did, he could have asked me to run away with him after hearing my stories. Rena's eyes were like those of a judge. In those eyes, I sensed both affection and observance. I said 30 minutes, so she would probably only wait for 30 minutes. If I took even a second longer, she'd call Oishi. A little disappointed. Rena still thinks I'm Mion. She didn't manage to see through me. I thought someone like her would see the demon in me. I guess I was wrong. Too bad. Nah, I don't think... I don't think so.
腕組んでもいいかな。
Just a humble request.
別に構わないぞ。
Yeah, I think Rena knows. I took Keiichi's arm. It was as warm as Satoshi-kun's. I felt a little bewildered.
私に腕を組まれたらなんだか緊張しちゃわない？例えば急に関節技を決められちゃうんじゃないかななんて思ったりとか。
姉妹揃って同じことを言うんだな。思わないよ。全然。
He was remembering the time when I had held his arm in
シオ
town.
ンもケイちゃんのことが好きだったみたい。
そうなんだ。
I told him how my sister felt. Shion was with Satoshi-kun for a long time, but what they had was friendship. They never had anything more than that. That was why she fell in love with Keiichi. If I were in her position, I would also have fallen in love with him. If Shion was able to fall in love with him, then I could fall in love with him too. Keiichi smiled gently. I almost saw Satoshi-kun in that smile. The Keiichi I knew was worthless and superficial. I never realized he could smile like Satoshi-kun.
ミオンとシオンは仲は良かったんだろ？
さあどうかな。ケイちゃんは自分の右手と左手は仲がいいと思う？
え？右手と左手？それは仲がいいとか悪いとか。
そういう関係だから。仲がいいとか悪いとかそういう尺度では測れない関係。
We'd been together since we were born. We'd been living in this world as a pair, but I was Mion and she was Shion. Mion was treated specially and I insisted on being her. Of course, that was unpleasant for Shion. Deciding to be fair, we switched places all the time. We were probably different from other identical twins. We didn't only like the same things or do things the same way. We even managed to share our knowledge and experiences. When we talked about our experiences, we could share them. As Mion and Shion, we shared everything. That was why each of us was both Mion and Shion at the same time. No, maybe Shion was the only one who thought that way. I was a little different than that. I was simply letting Shion be Mion once in a while. I was Mion, the successor to the Sonozaki family. I was supposed to be treated specially. I always thought that was my privilege. Just like everyone tried to distinguish between Mion and Shion, I also tried to distinguish between us.
例えば利き腕というものがあるように右手と左手には間違いなく優劣の違いがある。もしも鍋つかみが片方しかなかったら迷うことなく利き腕にするでしょ。そういう差はあったんじゃないかと思う。だからといって左手がなくなったっていいなんて思う人は誰もいないはず。そんなよくわからない関係だね。
それは近くにいすぎるから見えなくなっているだけで、きっととても仲のいいことなんだと思う。俺は一人っ子だから祭りの前日ミオンとシオンが二人してじゃれ合っているのをすごく羨ましいと思った。
ないものねだりじゃないの。双子なんて昔は人をからかったりしてそこそこに面白かったけど、こうして互いがはっきりと異なる個性を持った今では
It's
かえっ
stalling
て
so
邪魔な
much
だ
on
け。
this shit that we already all know. As an older sister, I felt I was mean for thinking that way. So as punishment, I became Shion. Who am I? I never had a solid identity in the first place. I was Mion, then I was Shion. I should have just accepted that, but something has changed. I don't even know if I'm Mion or Shion anymore. Had I really been stupid enough to hope that Rena would figure that out for me?
シオンはまだ生きてる。
本当か？
Keiichi looked into my eyes. I nodded
うん
quietly.
誰よりもむごたらしい死に方をさせてやろうとずっと考えて閉じ込めておいたけど、今日までその方法はとうとう思いつかなかった。
I've already come up with ideas, and I've already begun to execute them. I dumped the hag into the well in front of Shion. I dumped Kimiyoshi and Rika in there. I even killed Satoko too, and right now I'm plotting to kill Keiichi, who Shion fell in love with. I'm a demon, and any such gruesome act is simply pleasure to me. That's when I felt a warm hand rubbing my head. It wasn't Satoshi's hand, but Keiichi's. Keiichi and Satoshi-kun are totally different. Why did Shion fall in love with him? His rough hand didn't make me happy. That he understood my feelings was just my imagination. I wasn't happy and it didn't feel good. It didn't.
私の罪のすべてを見て、でもそれはケイちゃんにとってこの上なく辛い光景かもしれない。
I'm going to commit my final crime. I'm going to let you see it. I'm going to let Shion see it. When I do, are you still going to think I'm your best friend? Poor Shion. Kei-chan is going to die thinking it's you who's killing him.
引き返すなら今だよ。ケイちゃんの中の園崎ミオンがどんな人かは知らないけれど、中に入ればそのミオンはきっと
変わらない。何度だって言う。園崎ミオンは俺の最高の親友だ。
You're such a fool. You don't sound cool at all. I don't understand human feelings because I'm now a demon. Bro, this whole I'm now a demon LARPing shit is so cringe. But I think I can understand why she loves you. I opened the iron door to the underground storehouse and beckoned to Keiichi inside. Come on, Keiichi. This is obviously a trap, don't you see? This basement is transparently suspicious. Don't you think you should run to the police? But Keiichi was reckless. He swallowed, then stepped inside. Ha! You really are a fool. We went down the stairs to the basement and I led him into the torture room. Everyone was shocked in their first time visiting this room. This is the part I don't get. Why didn't at this point Mion tell Keiichi be like, that's Shion, I'm Mion, you know? Why did she continue the act? But like, am I stupid? But why? Like, you've answered it before. She was done. She's traumatized. It won't matter. She's broken. I don't know, man. So Shion didn't kill him? Shion at this point was killing everybody, bro. She didn't fucking care. She thinks if she does something wrong, Shion will kill Keiichi. She had to act so that she won't kill him. I mean, yeah, like, I get that, but, like, at the same time, I think it's fucking stupid. But he was trying not to show it. Obviously, he wanted to express his shock at seeing this horrifying room. But he also knew that if he voiced that shock, that he would be rejecting his best friend, who was trying to confess her sins to him. So he did everything he could to stifle
大
his...
昔の当主の書き物によるとね、血のしぶきってのは犠牲者に負担をかけない割にはインパクトがあるんだってさ。綿流しは見せしめのショーだったから、私のご先祖様たちは様々なショーを考案してたんだよ。ほら、そこが鑑賞席なんだよ。綿流しは見せしめのショーだから、客がいなきゃ意味がない。
Quit this yapping! The only part we're really interested in is what happens after Keiichi gets fucking knocked out. That's what we're interested in. He would embrace me? Was this really the superficial Keiichi Maibara I knew?
みんなここで
Shut the fuck up. You didn't know anybody. Like, she legitimately didn't know anybody. She thought she knew Satoshi, didn't. She thought she knew Satoko, didn't. She thought she knew Rika, didn't. She thought she knew Keiichi, didn't. So like, who the fuck did this dumb bitch know? She didn't know anybody.
見てくれている
She
観
just
客はいなか
headcanoned
ったけど、
everything.
私は
She
綿流
literally
し
has
を
a
上手に
headcanon
やっ
for
てみせ
who
た。
everybody is. And like, as she's killing them, she's like, wait, this isn't that. Like, what? This isn't what I thought they were. Like, okay, bitch. Like, how many more people you gotta kill before you realize that?
いや、観客は一人だけいたかな。
え？観客？
私、 私という鬼がミオンの執り行う綿流しをずっと見てたから。
I started to laugh. How many hints do you need, Keiichi? When are you going to figure out I'm not really your best friend? Come on, hurry up. You're running out of time. The game is almost over. This was a game. This was a game of murder. I had killed people, using my revenge for Satoshi-kun as an excuse. The demon was trying to capture Keiichi and kill him before Mion's eyes, but Keiichi had a chance. If he figured out I wasn't his best friend, then he'd win. If not, he was out. When did I come up with that rule? I guess it was sometime today, or did I come up with it just a minute ago? Since the two of them aren't too bright, I decided to be easy on them, I guess. You are Mion's best friend, right? Don't you believe in her? Have you already made Mion into a murderer within yourselves? Why don't you try to protect the Mion within you? Why don't you try to believe your friend can't be a murderer? If you could believe until the very end like Satoko did, you would have realized I wasn't Mion, your best friend, but just someone who looks like her. But if you can't, if you still believe that I'm Mion, then you're just like me. I killed the Satoshi-kun within me so easily, and you will do the same. You don't deserve
向
to
こう
live.
が牢屋。
シオンはそこにいるのか？
You're not going to make it. Once we reach Shion's cell, your time is up. The demon will
シオン
win.
シオンか！
ケイちゃんなの？
Keiichi ran to the
大丈夫
cell.
かシオン？怪我はしていないのか？
Shion screamed. I was standing right behind Keiichi. It was time. My preparations to kill the boy she loved were complete. For her, this was going to be the worst possible
落ち
torture.
着けシオン。もう全部。
Keiichi tried to quell Shion's distress by talking to her in a calm voice. It was such a funny sight. Keiichi was the only one who had no idea what was going on.
シオン、ご機嫌はいかがだった？もう誰の死を見るのも嫌。私が憎いなら早く私を殺してよ。憎いのは私なんでしょ。早く殺して。
落ち着けってもう終わったんだよ。大丈夫なんだ。だから落ち着け。
安心しなよ。あんたは殺さない。まだまだ殺さないんだから。
It's game over. I gave you enough chances. You cornered me quite well once, but that was it. You couldn't figure out that I'm not your best friend Mion. You couldn't believe that Mion isn't a murderer.
ケイちゃんを殺さないで。ケイちゃんは何の関係もないでしょ。殺すなら早く私を。もう誰が死ぬのも。
Remember how you was screaming just apologize for the doll here? Okay, but at that time we thought this was Mion, okay? Like, it would literally still to this second makes no sense that Mion doesn't just like break character and just say something. Cause like, I don't know. Like, listen, y'all are saying like, oh, Mion's doing it because she thinks if she plays along that Shion might not kill Keiichi. Like, motherfucker, Shion has she has a 100% kill rate right now. She has killed every single person, no matter what Mion has done previously. Like, why would she suddenly think Keiichi would be any different? Infinite KD right now? Yeah, not Rika. Well, okay, but Rika still died, okay? She's topping the leaderboards.
そんなに死にたければこの男を殺した後にゆっくりとひき肉にしてやるよ。古式にのっとり獅子の先端から少しずつガリゴリと削ってミンチにしてやる。あの肉引き器はあんたのために取っておいてあるんだからね。それともそれでケイちゃんをミンチにしてみせた方があんたには面白いかな。
おい、いい加減にしろ。今さら怖がらせてどうするんだよ。
Oh, you stupid fuck, Keiichi. Here you are, demon. Go ahead and take my soul. I've been living my life to avenge Satoshi-kun, but that wasn't what he wanted from me. That was just for my own satisfaction. I couldn't even face Satoshi-kun, so I'll bring this to an end in the way I want. The world became a total mess. Satoshi-kun hates me and I hate myself too. I'm going to complete my revenge. I don't want anyone to sympathize with me. I won't pretend to be some tragic heroine either. I'm going to become a murderer that nobody could sympathize with. So please, grant a suitable final moment to me. A bluish-white flash filled the huge cave. What the hell? My Chatterino disconnected. Oh, there we go, okay. Same. Keiichi fell down like a doll. Shion reached out to him from the other side of the bars. She screamed at me not to kill Keiichi. Go ahead, cry and blame me. Don't even think of offering your forgiveness. I'm the most rotten existence in this world, so please grant me the worst possible ending. Shion begged me desperately to let Keiichi go. I simply abused her, slandered her, and disgraced her. The more Shion suffered, the deeper I'd fall into hell. It wasn't enough. It wasn't even close to deep enough. It wasn't deep enough to compensate for my sins. I dragged Keiichi to the table that I tried to put Satoko on and restrained him there. Keiichi began to move sluggishly. The stun gun must have not worked too well on him.
聞こえるかい、シオン。これから始めるよ。ケイちゃんの若い悲鳴をたっぷりと楽しみな。
Whoa, 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 whoa! At that time, I became aware of Keiichi's gaze. Then I turned around to face Keiichi. I think this one's like...
いい加減にしろ。
Keiichi's growl resounded from the pits of his stomach. What a delightful sound! It was like he wanted to rip me
よう
apart.
やくお目覚め。私、さっき嘘をついたね。シオンを一番むごたらしく殺してやろうと思って閉じ込めておいたけど、まだ思いつかないって言ったやつ、あれが嘘。
I smiled menacingly as I laid out the huge nails and hammer specially made for the
あ
nail
の子
table.
に自分のせいで死ぬ大勢の人の悲鳴をたっぷりと聞かせて、体の芯まで染み通らせてから殺すの。なかなかセンスいいでしょ。
お前は誰だ？
は？ミオンでしょ？園崎ミオン。恐怖で頭が変になっちゃった？
違うな。お前が園崎ミオンであるはずがない。
Did this happen in chapter 2, chat? I can't remember. My hand stopped dead in its tracks. Yeah? Okay. Kei-chan? Shit. So I wonder what the fucking difference in the choice is. How do you not remember? It's well, I just have to ask because like what does the choice make an like so the name guessing game is already over. Oh well, whatever. Bring it on. I'll listen to you. This is your last chance.
へえ、じゃあ、私がミオンじゃなかったら、
Come on, Kei-chan. Guess who I am.
私は誰なわけ？
Try and save Mion, the girl who fell in love with you. And then I heard it. I most definitely heard it. Keiichi's mouth trembled as he spoke the words, yet his eyes shone with a strong conviction. He spoke the truth.
シオンだな。
Wait, that's new. Okay, that's new. This didn't happen. Wow. You're right, you actually won. You're amazing, Kei-chan. A strange feeling fills my chest as I shiver. I had convinced myself there was no way he could guess. But he did, and I couldn't help feeling a bit surprised. This Keiichi had yet again pierced through my disguise.
お前はミオンじゃない。さっきまで一緒だったミオンを返せ。
Who are you? You aren't Mion, right?
だから私、ミオン。
No, that's not it. That wasn't what I meant. You aren't Mion.
どうして私がお姉じゃないって思うんですか？
I don't know, just a feeling. In my mind, memories of the time Keiichi recognized me at the toy store had been revived. Yes, even back then, Keiichi could tell that I wasn't my sister Shion. I had feigned composure and offered a comeback with a straight face, but on the inside, I was shook. We were both capable of becoming Mion or Shion, but because I was the real Mion and was only Shion legally on paper, reversing the roles was even more easier for me. Our tones of speech, quirks, and even on our auras, we had both mastered each other's habits so perfectly even our own parents were unable to tell us apart. In fact, wasn't that exceptionally sharp Brenna not able to figure out I wasn't her best friend Mion after all, despite being so close? So why? Has this Keiichi actually seen through my disguise twice?
どうして私がお姉じゃないって思うんですか？
My ears perked up, eager to hear the answer. Keiichi's reply was a soft murmur like an insect's whisper as he gasped for breath and pain. His voice was so quiet it was nearly inaudible, but I could almost recognize the words on his lips. Yes, just a feeling, he says.
へえ。
Yet again, it was just a feeling. Didn't he say the exact same thing to me that time at the toy store? How nice. How nice. What a splendid answer. You think my sister of all people fell in love with him? However, no, rather, it was exactly because of this. Along with my raving madness, the blood that was simmering in my veins until just now rapidly began to chill and coagulate. If I were to describe it, it felt like the stagnant, muddy water flowing through a gutter. Even now, it was all so hilarious I could fall over laughing. But I didn't smile. On the contrary, my face was vacant and austere, like a no mask of frigid ice. And then, darkness seeped into the innermost depths of my mind. I was already parting with my self-restraint as a human being. I reached out and touched Keiichi's hair. Matted with sweat and caked with blood, Keiichi whips his head away at once in disgust as if he were staving off a housefly, and then glares at me defiantly.
触るなこの鬼め返せミオンを返せよ俺の最高の友人だったミオンを返せ
Having lost liberty over his whole body, he continued to howl and cry as if he were spewing blood. I was supposed to have sold my soul to the devil and become a demon, but faced with such a bitter rejection, I felt the crumbled remnants of my emotions stir within me. Munch, crunch, munch, crunch, munch, crunch. My throat begins to itch. The crooks of my elbows, my wrists, and every other joint in my body begins to tingle and prickle, and I feel irrationally restless. The more the restlessness and irritation piled up, the more this squalling, whimpering person beside me felt bothersome, revolting, so awful I could slaughter him right away. Wait. Wait a second, chat. Where the fuck? Hold up. No, for some reason, out of nowhere, I was like, where's my passport? Whew, okay. Just in case. Alright. I was truly ready to spare at least his life if he guessed the right answer. That was a rule I had decided upon. Okay, I'll admit it. Just like Shion, I had also fallen in love with Keiichi. He was incredibly silly and good-natured, unbelievably warm-hearted and gentle. Talking to him made me feel contented. Besides, I even sympathized with him. Unlike the lot I dealt with so far, Keiichi was indeed just a victim, caught up in my selfish revenge drama. Now that my revenge against the Sonozaki family was almost complete, I didn't mind saving him. That may sound too convenient, but perhaps the human side of me that was fond of Keiichi wanted to save him, in order to seek his forgiveness for my actions. But I've changed my mind. Having witnessed Keiichi guess the right answer before my eyes, my heart was suffused with a stinging, gaping, overpowering darkness, as if it were freezing over. Why is that fucking dog staring at me? Why? Why was Shion alone able to meet such a wonderful person? Satoshi-kun could only make a vague distinction between me and Shion. Satoshi-kun abandoned me and ran away. However, this Keiichi trusts Shion. He is defending Shion, whom he values as his best friend, by seeing through my lies. And as a result, he gave up on me. Detestable, maddening, despicable, enviable. So much so that I want to kill them. That's right, the moment he defended Shion, he became one of them. He's equally guilty, you low-life scum. I despise you, I despise you, I despise you, I despise you, you fucking piece of shit. Munch, crunch, munch, crunch. Ah, what a nuisance. Shion's screams coming from the corner of the chamber were enjoyable before, but now they felt unbearably noisy and pissed me off. How about I just get rid of Shion first? I want to kill her after she had the most exquisite taste of anguish and terror, but now I could barely suppress the indiscriminate urge to slaughter her welling up within me. Keiichi was relentlessly yelling his protest towards me. His throat closed up eventually, and he gasped for breath, hoarsely continuing to demand Mion's
ケイちゃん
return.
メイドの土産なんて気の利いたものじゃないけれどどうしても知りたがっているようだから一つだけ教えてあげるよ。私の中に鬼が宿ったのはずいぶん前。その鬼は私を蝕み強行に駆り立てようとした。だけれど私はそれを理性で押さえつけた。鬼はそれで収まり、私はその鬼はどこかへ行ってしまったんだと思い込んでいた。でも本当は違った。私の中から出て行ったんじゃなく、私の中で眠っていただけだったの。
When I learned about Satoshi-kun's disappearance, my ailing heart had crammed itself with rage to compensate for the despair. But that was the limit of my insanity. I would never have snapped. Time had healed me. My memories of Satoshi-kun were neatly wrapped up and pushed into the back of my
そ
mind.
の鬼はある小さなことをきっかけに、それは何に原因があったと思う？
It really was the smallest of the smallest things.
鬼の私が教えるのも変だけれど、あんたが全てをおかしくしてしまった元凶。
It's 'cause he head patted her. A tear rolled down my cheek. That's right. Back then, if you hadn't given that doll to Mion, none of this would have happened.
ケイちゃんには理解できないだろうね。
Oh, wait. Oh, true. It's because of that, and then they swapped.
理解できなくて当然。だけどね、そこからドミノ倒しみたいにパタパタパタといろんなものが倒れ始めて、初めの小さな一つを倒したあなたに自覚がないのは当然だろうけど、あなたが元凶なの。
Back then, if Keiichi hadn't shown any affection, Shion wouldn't have been overjoyed. She wouldn't have been overjoyed and cheerfully boasted about him to me. As I was listening to her, I was reminded of Satoshi-kun. I became jealous of her for having someone she loved so close to her. It was very small. It was a very small jealousy, but it awoken a demon who was sleeping deep inside of me. After that, I just let the demon take over. The demon fed upon the copious amounts of sadness I held for Satoshi-kun, and in return, it committed heinous acts that Satoshi-kun himself would never be happy with, all in the name of avenging him. And now the horrific events that had followed were inviting me to the realm of demons that had no return.
そんな。
自覚がないのは当然。でも紛れもなく元凶なのはケイちゃん。
Back then, if you hadn't chosen to give the doll to Mion, we could have arrived at a different future. No, that wasn't right. Wouldn't pinpointing Keiichi's small action at the beginning be the height of transferring blame? I was implying such a silly thing had awoken the demon inside of me. Even without Keiichi's act, it would have awoken anyway. At the end of the day, it was all my fault. I didn't fight the demon. I allowed it to reside in my soul, and I readily offered it my heart. Keiichi didn't hide his tears. They were pouring down his cheeks. Maybe he was crying in my place, as I was not free to do so, having chosen to become a tearless demon. This is why I must go on as a demon. There was no room for human emotions or hesitation anymore. And then, snap. Shion's wails, rasping like silk, tearing apart, along with my screams of ecstasy. Last thing I heard were those everlasting reverberations. Wait, was this a bad choice? No? June 1983, a case of serial disappearance occurred in Hinazawa Village, Shishibone City. Suspect is Shion Sonozaki. Allegedly, she abducted, imprisoned, and killed 4 Hinazawa residents, Oryu, Kichiro, Rika, and Satoko, between June 19th to 21st. Preliminary investigation into the incident was delayed at the time due to insufficient evidence, but by chance, the case was solved rather abruptly. On the morning of the 22nd, a patrol vehicle stationed outside the Sonozaki mansion heard screams from within, and the personnel infiltrated the premises as an emergency measure. The suspect's missing elder sister, Mion Sonozaki, and 2 of her classmates, Keiichi and Rena, were taken into custody. However, Keiichi Maruba, who had previously been lured into the crime scene, had sustained stab wounds penetrated by the suspect. He was immediately transferred to an emergency unit, but they were diagnosed as minor injury. Having been the one with the utmost opportunity to engage in conversation with the suspect until the very end, he will be the subject to interrogation once he has recovered from the shock. Furthermore, the apprehended suspect was found collapsed at a place approximately 2 meters away from where Keiichi Marubara was restrained and sustained scratch wounds on her throat. She was also transferred to an emergency facility but was pronounced dead at 13:48 on the 22nd. Scratch wounds on her throat? But why? The official autopsy determines that the immediate cause of death was hemorrhagic shock due to excessive blood loss. Hair, pieces of skin, and blood of the 4 missing people were recovered from the hidden chamber that was discovered in the outbuilding basement of the Sonozaki family property where they were supposedly killed. It was concluded that the victims were assaulted in that hidden chamber. Victims' bodies were discovered at the bottom of an old well as per the testimony of the victim, Mion Sonozaki. In addition, investigations continue into any possible connections to a series of mysterious deaths in recent years, but no evidence of Shion Sonozaki's direct or indirect involvement has been found. There are still many obscurities to the motive behind the incident, and due to extreme non-cooperation from the Sonozaki family and residents of Hinazawa, a large amount of time will be required to clarify matters on this front. The local police who are familiar with the region offer that this may have been an internal lynching incident as punishment for sacrilegious acts carried out against Hinazawa's religious beliefs. It has been established that the incident is unique and rooted in the regional community beliefs, and a cautious investigation has been ordered by the prefectural police. We expect to gain valuable hints from the missing person and the suspect's sister, Mion Sonozaki, who was under confinement for the longest time period. But it was observed that she has sustained severe mental trauma from the incident, and her inquiry has been postponed in favor of her psychological and physical recovery. According to her primary care physician, although her condition is fairly serious, there is a strong prospect of recovery, and she is at present undergoing rehabilitation with support from her close friends. Several weeks have passed since then. After that incident, I was rescued by Oshi-san and his team whom Rena had summoned. I had no other after effects aside from my consciousness that had been wiped white. If I were to have any at all, it would have been to be the deep scars that had been left inside my heart. As I was being examined at the hospital, I was subjected to various queries by Oshi-san. I tried to answer him with whatever little I knew, but I had no idea if it met his expectations, neither did I bear any responsibility to do so. Keiichi POV? No, I bet you this is Shion. The motherfucker that killed everybody. Because the only way that they would recognize that it's Mion's body that is dead on the floor would be because of the dragon tattoo, or the demon tattoo, chat. No, this has to be Shion. Because that's her biggest identifiable fucking mark. Alright? This can't be fucking... This is Shion. That was Shion? Okay! As the Shion and Mion that we know since the beginning of the game, motherfuckers. Not the fucking Shion-Mion swap in the fucking... When they were having fun at birth because they fucking wanted to, like... shut the fuck up. We're talking about the Shion-Mion. From what I had heard, Shion had already lost too much blood by the time the police had arrived, and she had stopped breathing. They urgently called for an ambulance and took her. See? Shion had already lost too much blood, but this is the so the one talking right now is still the Shion that has been narrating this whole fucking chapter. Alright? And the Shion she's talking about here is Mion, that she stabbed and probably staged as like the real perpetrator. Wrong? Chat, what are you guys saying? Up here, they all said that the victim was Mion Sonozaki and the perpetrator was Shion. Why would it now say here that Shion had lost too much blood? Wait. Wait. Oh, huh? Okay, maybe it's... Alright, maybe I'm wrong. Hold up. Oh, this whole fucking Shion Mion flip is... Alright, this shit just confuses me when I'm trying to explain. Alright. The silver lining was that Mion, who had been captive in her cell, was safe and taken into custody by the police. Okay, maybe this is Keiichi. Okay, wait. This might be Keiichi. Okay. Up until the moment I lost consciousness, I was afraid that Shion may fly into a rage and murder Mion, but I was glad we had managed to avoid the worst case scenario. Only when Mion was rescued, she was emaciated and had sustained severe psychological trauma. Apparently, at the time of her rescue, she had been completely unable to respond to the police's questions. Right now, Mion is admitted at a large hospital in the vicinity and undergoing treatment for her psychological and physical injuries. In the beginning, when Rena and I went to visit... Okay, so it is Keiichi. Her eyes were downcast in desolation and she looked completely worn out. It was a horrible state to be in. But despite it all, as of late, she is on her way to recovery, finally well enough to show us a few smiles. Of course, we have been careful not to not bring up Satoko or Rika-chan, and especially Shion. The police later conducted an on-site investigation at the Sonzaki House underground storehouse several days after an incident took place. Particularly, the well inside which Satoko and Rika's bodies were disposed of by Shion was carefully surveyed by the prefectural forensic investigators. And true to Shion's testimony, the girls were discovered. Apparently, sediment had accumulated at the bottom of the well, and hence the discovery had taken several days. Along with Satoko and the other victims, skeletal remains that were several years, even several decades old, were found, but it's not like I would know much about that. Even I was once summoned back to that place to assist with the crime scene investigation, but I didn't really help them find anything important. Sonozaki family in Okinomiya, in other words, Mion and Shion's parents, came home every day several times, along with many of their followers, to formally apologize. No matter how much my parents refused, they kept piling up banknotes worth millions of yen as compensation. And once that money had piled up and reached a certain amount on the same day, there came an envelope with a letter instead. I have no idea what was written in that letter, but my parents had discussed among themselves for 2 nights straight without consulting me and decided we would move away from Hinamizawa.
そっか。引っ越しちゃうんだね。
Okay, this is the same.
いつ？
来月の終わり。ひなみ沢には結局半年も居つかなかったことになるな。
Okay, so now it really won't make sense if a fucking... So who the fuck stabs Keiichi in the fucking full moon, bro?
寂しくなるね。きっとみーちゃんも悲しむよ。
悪い。ミオンにも正直話すべきか迷ってる。
I know this timeline is different. Okay, so it's completely different because he recognized Shion? Okay.
確かに、今みーちゃんにそれを告げるのは酷なのかもしれない。
So you're telling me that maybe Mion won't jump off an apartment this time?
でも、ケイチ君が黙っていなくなっちゃう方が、
Because it's not Mion
きっ
and
とみー
it's...
ちゃんは辛いと思う。
What? That means then I was right. That the Mion, the Shion that we thought... Chad, go back way back. Remember when I said, like, back in chapter 2, what if it was a swap? And that the Shion that was lost her mind and was in the apartment rehabilitating was actually Mion the whole time. Now, granted, my theory was slightly different because my theory was that Mion had actually killed Shion, threw her body down the well, and then disappeared, or not disappeared, but like pretended to switch spots and then put herself into the cell to pretend like she's Shion, and then went crazy and appeared at night to stab Keiichi and then jumped up. Anyways, alright. Prove that you said that. It's somewhere in the fucking YouTube VODs.
Okay, calm down, Shion. Take your meds.
だから、 一緒に話しに行こう。ね。
ああ、そうだな。
Okay, okay. Let me. Oh! Oh my god. Mion. I'm telling you, Chad, this was my original theory. That here's Mion, which we now know is actually Shion, right? And then here's the jail cell, okay? And inside here was Shion, which we actually know is Mion. My original theory was that Mion, right, after knocking Keiichi the fuck out and bro's like fucking in Dreamland, pulls Shion out of the cell, right? Kills her, throws her down the well, okay? And then switches clothes and pretends to be Shion the whole time. And that's why the person that was in the apartment complex before jumping off and killing themselves was actually Mion, aka Shion, alright? And then they come at the, the full moon and shank Keiichi and then jump off the fucking apartment. So the whole time, and that's why this would track. Remember, this would track because Oishi said, what did Oishi say that they found at the bottom of the well? Mion. And how would they identify that the body was Mion? It was because of the fucking demon tattoo, right? I bet you that's what happens. I bet you if we play the other timeline, that's what actually happened. Okay, okay.
ケイちゃん、ひなみ沢からいなくなっちゃうんだ。
Even though she had heard it from me, Mion whispered those words sadly, but she didn't seem that surprised. Surely she had mentally prepared herself for this outcome somewhere inside her heart.
すまん。けど俺、いつかひなみ沢に戻ってくるつもりだ。約束する。
いいよ、無理しなくても。ここに来ても、きっとケイちゃんにいいことなんて何もないんだから。
みーちゃん。
Both Rena and I wanted to say it wasn't so. But after such a tragic incident, what verbal consolation could we offer that would help to Mion, who had suffered a much greater pain than we ever had? And so we just stood there, unable to say anything, just wallowing in silence.
私も東京に行こうかな。
え？
来週退院できるらしいんだけど、ここにいてもいいことあんまりないし、東京でなくてもどこか遠く、私のこともひなみ沢のことも知らない土地に行きたい。やり直せるなんて都合のいいことは考えてないけど、もう全部投げ出したいよ。
ミオン。
Mion had been forced to carry the name of the next head of the Sonozaki family and the representative, the great families, all due to a small misunderstanding. Despite feeling uncertain and wary about her unplanned responsibilities, she had nevertheless been earnest and given her all to fulfill her duties. But to think all of that had been concluded in such a manner, it was such a tremendous loss that it's almost a surprise she hadn't completely lost her mind. Who can really blame Mion anymore for making such a faint-hearted remark? And so I wanted to devote even a little bit of my remaining time here for her.
そうだな。一緒にどこか行くか。
え？どこへ？
決まってるだろ。旅行だよ。俺がここにいられる期間はもうあまりないけど、だったらせめて少しでもいい思い出を取り返しておかないとな。東京はちょっと遠いけど、大きな町とかに足を伸ばしてうまい飯とか買い物とかさ。どうだ？
どうって言われても。
それとってもいいと思うな。行っておいでよ、みーちゃん。ね。
けどってレナ一緒に来てくれないの？
You know, maybe Keiichi ain't all bad. Hadn't I suggested all three of us hang out together?
だってレナは馬になんて蹴られたくないもん。だから二人っきりでどうぞ。あ、お土産買ってきてくれると嬉しいな。はう。
Damn, we haven't had a how this whole time. Boom. Mion blushes vigorously. I was slow to react because I didn't understand what Rena was getting at, but seeing Mion's face imbued with color after a long time, my heartbeat grew heartbeat grew faster for a moment. No, it wasn't what I implied when I suggested the idea, but depending on the point of view, wouldn't this be an invitation to a
い
date?
かん。ちょっと調子に乗りすぎたかも。
Indeed, after seeing it that way, I was overcome with embarrassment, but there was no way I could back out after coming this far. God, this was all for Mion's sake. Pull yourself together, Keiichi Marubara.
どうだミオン。あ、もちろん医者と親御さんにはちゃんと了解を取るつもりだぜ。あんまり無理はさせないつもりだから考えておいてくれよ。
考えておくね。
はうみーちゃんが久々に可愛いよ。
The good ending.
嬉しいな嬉しいな。はうはうはう。
After that, we spent the day talking about harmless stuff that happened at school or in the neighborhood until it was evening. I felt like Mion had regained some of her spirit and acted a bit like she used to, so I was happy. After a few days, Mion had contacted me to say she was okay with my plan. After spending a few more days to convince my folks and Mion's parents, we set off on a day's trip to a metropolis at one of those bullet train stations. Oh god, imagine they see Satoshi.
しばらく見ないうちにここってすごく大きくなったんだね。
As soon as she stepped out of the station, Mion set eyes on the scenery sprawling with people and cars. She shared her feelings and excitement as she looked on admiringly. For what I heard, unless it's on very important business, Mion rarely gets to leave the village, let alone come out to a big city like this. Because of that, everything she saw looked fresh and fascinating to her, and she pranced around merrily, almost like a
ねえね
child.
えケイちゃん、これからどこに行くの？
そうだな。ミオンの好みから考えてあ
The
そ
place
こは
I
どう
was
だ。
pointing to, one I had checked out in advance, was a massive, beautifully decorated game arcade that towered over a corner of the station shopping square. And right there, a staff member working there is actually Keiichi, or Satoshi. And he goes, Mio.
なかなか盛大に遊び回ったな。
面白かった。あんなにゲームで遊んだの本当に久しぶりだよ。
I feel like this is going too happily, man. Something bad's gonna happen. As I sat down on the bench, Mion was gleefully draining her can of juice with a huge smile. That expression was unlike the gloomy one Mion had worn at the hospital. Next to me was the Mion I knew well. Earlier, we'd had a blast vowing to conquer all of the game consoles in the vicinity and made quite the ruckus without caring about the people watching. Mion was enjoying herself playing on consoles she wasn't used to, and had gone on a rampage, laughing out loud, getting worked up, and challenging me to matches. Although I could help thinking about what ifs as I was playing with her, about how much fun it would have been if only it weren't just the two of us, but also Rena, Satoko, and Rika-chan as well. Sure, Mion must have been thinking the same thing, which was also why I outdid myself, making so much noise trying to battle the loneliness when I realized.
なあミオン。
何ケイちゃん。
The music stopped. Oh, no, just kidding. With faint drops of sweat coating her forehead, Mion turned to face me with a broad smile. Mion's cheerfulness was most likely just to her being considerate towards me for having brought her here. If that was so, then I need to do the same for her. Why the fuck are you laying down here?
お前全部初めてって言ってたけどそれ本当か？初プレイで2台もハイスコアに名前入れるなんてとんでもない実力だぜ。
ちっちっち4台の間違いだよケイちゃん。こういうのはセンスと勘、そして動体視力がものを言うのさ。普段の鍛錬を怠らなかった成果だよ。むしろケイちゃんはアドバンテージをひっくり返されたことを恥と思うべきだね。
おいおいちょっと待てよ。エアホッケーの時とかあれ何なんて後ろを指さして顔を向けた瞬間打ち込んできたのは反則だろ。まったく容赦のないやつだぜ。
勝てば官軍、負ければ賊軍だよ。
For the time being, it's alright if her well-being is a front. All I hope for is that someday this becomes real and she recovers her old cheerful self.
いやいやそれにしてもゲーセンも雰囲気が変わったよな。 少し前ならタバコ臭くて暗いイメージだったけど、家族連れで遊びに来る人も結構いたからちょっと驚いたぜ。
そうだね。やっぱたまにはこういうのも楽しいよね。あ、今何時ぐらい
？5時くらいかな。
あー、じゃあ夕食まであと少しだね。どこかで食べて帰る？
そうだな。ファーストフードでハンバーガーなんてどうだ？
おお、いいね。あ、その前にちょっと失礼。
Mion said that and stood up from the bench. I found it odd for a minute, but then I understood her intention.
店にもトイレはあるぞ。うわっ！
Instead of a reply, I had an empty cans thrown at me. Mion stuck her tongue out at me and left in a hurry. And after I watched her retreating figure, I plopped back down on the bench and looked at the sky. The sky was pure blue and crystal clear and felt amazing. Everything seemed to be glowing, bathed in the brilliant sun of the sun. It was a good thing we came here. Mion also seemed to show signs of
そう
recovery.
なんなら今度はいっそ東京にでも誘ってみるか。
Be cheaper if she stayed at our new place there. But I feel like our parents may be concerned for a while. We still needed some more time to go back to how it
あ、
was.
そうなると泊まる場所も探しておかないとな。
Motherfucker, go check up on her, man.
あとは、
Why, hello there.
ああ、こんにちは。
Satoshi. Wait.
いやー、ごめんケイちゃん。トイレ人いっぱいでさ。あ、結構待たせちゃったみたいだから飲み物買ってきた。どっちがいい？あれ、ケイちゃん寝ちゃったの？もうしょうがないな。女の子とのデート中に居眠りなんてエチケット違反だよ。
It's all a dream.
ケイちゃん、もういつまで寝てるんだよ。ほら起きて。ケイちゃん。
Oh, you know, no, we can. Ooh, does the house close?
はっ。
Oh. That was a bad end? Why? That don't even make sense. Why did he just die? What? That died of cringe? He met Takano? Like, well, he just died. It's bad end because Keiichi doesn't have Riz. True. Well, chat, we'll finish this tomorrow. I gotta get going. Help Lily with something. We got the actual final. We got the final actual thing tomorrow. And tomorrow is the last day before we go to China. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. So I'll see y'all tomorrow. We finish up. And yeah. Then China right after that. Yes, sir. Good night, everybody. I'll see y'all tomorrow. I don't care, Blood. I'm not trusting your ass. You said 10 minutes last time. I'm not believing your ass. Good night, everybody. Bye-bye.